This, my friends, is the new Google Pixel. Oh, sorry, wait. This is the new Google Pixel. No, wait. I definitely got it this time. This is the new Google Pixel.
Damn it, Mark.
No, I'm not Ron Amadeo, but I am channeling his thoughts from across the Atlantic to say that while the jibes about Google's latest phone bearing more than a passing resemblance to Apple's iPhone may be low blows, let's face it, there's no doubt who Google is chasing with the Pixel. Starting at a hefty £599 or $649 for the 5-inch 32GB Pixel and £719 or $769 for the 5.5-inch 32GB Pixel XL, Google has dropped the cheaper Nexus phones in favour of premium pricing almost identical to that of Apple's iPhones. In a world where you can buy an excellent Android phone with similar build quality for under £350 or $400, it needs to be very good indeed. Unfortunately, there are some issues.
The Pixel is the first phone ostensibly designed by Google, with partner HTC relegated to mere ODM manufacturer. And it shows. Sure, this isn't a bad-looking phone and it feels solid and well-built thanks to its metal construction, but some odd schoolboy errors have been made. For starters, just look at the size of the chin on this thing. Maybe Google wanted to mimic the symmetry of Apple's iPhone, but at least there or on phones like the HTC 10, it has a purpose. Here there's just a great empty expanse of glass that mocks you while you paw away at the Pixel's back, home, and multitasking buttons in software. Then there are the sides of the phone, and it appears Google's designers couldn't quite decide what they wanted. There's a sharp, flat chamfer that runs alongside the edge of the display, followed by flat sides that house the SIM card tray, a single crappy-sounding speaker, USB Type-C port, and a volume rocker and power button. Then there's the rear of the phone, and again Google couldn't quite decide what it wanted. The bulk of it is a nice, sleek, if slippery aluminium, while the top third that houses the fingerprint sensor and 12-megapixel f2.0 camera is covered in glass. Why? Because glass, that's why. There's no wireless charging, there are still antenna stripes that run around the phone. There's not even any decent water resistance either. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder, of course, and you may love the look, but overall, I think it's a bit of a mess. Pixel is, however, relatively svelte at 8.3mm thick and is less wide and less tall than the iPhone Plus.
But hey, even if the hardware is as dull as dishwater, at least at this price you're getting top-of-the-line specs. Those include the latest Snapdragon 821 SoC, 4GB of RAM, and a 1440p 5.5-inch AMOLED display like on the Pixel XL I have here. There's a 5.5-inch 1080p display on the smaller Pixel. There's a large 3,450 mAh battery inside the XL2, which easily gets you through a full day of use, while the smaller Pixel gets a smaller 2,770 mAh battery that still lasts around a day thanks to that smaller display. And there are plenty of ways to put all this processing power to use. The Pixel is the first device to run the all-new Android 7.1.
Indeed, the Pixel will be the only phone that runs Android 7.1 for some time, and not even Nexus 5X or 6P owners are going to get it until the end of the year. If you do pick up a Pixel, you'll be one of the first to try Google Assistant, which is essentially a smarter version of the existing OK Google Assistant on Android devices. It works largely the same way. Say OK Google and you can ask things like,
"Play Oasis, do you know what I mean?" on YouTube. Well done. "Okay Google, when's my next flight?"
British Airways Flight 1516 from London to New York City leaves at 10:15 a.m. on November 2nd.
"What's my schedule like today?"
You have a calendar entry today at 3 p.m. The title is Shopping at Leather and Lace for erotic evening wear.
"It's for Halloween, I promise."
Unfortunately, the really neat home automation stuff that lets Google Assistant compete with Amazon's Alexa doesn't work right now, and given that Google Home isn't even coming to the UK, there's a chance that only US folks will get it when it does. The Pixel features the new Pixel Launcher, which is like the old Google Now launcher, only with more circles and a naff-looking G logo in the top left corner. Tapping it starts a search, and pulling it across brings up the surprisingly useful Google Now cards that can point you towards relevant news stories or if there are any delays on your commute. There are a few other small cosmetic changes, as well as lots of smaller additions like these. Catch all that? All you really need to know is that the Pixel is quick and the software is smooth and lag-free. You can really feel the touch response improvements Google has implemented. Plus, with software updates coming to the Pixel first, it's the most secure consumer-facing Android phone out there. If you want more details on Android 7.1, just check out our full text review. Which finally brings us onto the cameras. There's an 8-megapixel selfie cam, while around the back there's a 12-megapixel f2.0 camera with large 1.55 micron pixels. Unlike Apple, Google has put the same camera in both the Pixel and the Pixel XL, and it's a very good one indeed. Pictures are lovely and sharp, and colours are great too, with Google opting to leave HDR on auto by default. Low light performance is up there with the best of them, and the camera app is very quick, even with HDR on. Basically, this is a camera that's up there with the best of them.
So, should you buy a Pixel? It's unoriginal, it's expensive, but gosh darn it, it's still the best Android phone around. Other phones like the OnePlus 3 will get you 90% of the experience for less cash, but this is also the only phone that's going to reliably get security and OS updates in a timely manner. Buy a Google phone and you get to opt out of the biggest problems in the Android ecosystem. Despite the price, that's one hell of a selling point.